I was making around $100, $200. And in a year's time now, I'm making around $1,500 per month from that one particular affiliate. Yeah, Wali, as they say, and you repeated this saying as well, which is podcasting is in the business of making rich people famous.
Yes.
And famous people rich, right? So
can you imagine this lady is making $2 million of revenue just through Microsoft Excel courses?
I loved how you started, which was everyone today should have a presence on social media. I was listening to this video from Patrick Bet-David, and he was doing a course where he asked everyone, how many of you know Elon Musk? And then he said, how many of you own Tesla? And a lot of people in the room raised their hands. Rather, he was surprised there are so many Tesla owners in the room. And then he asked, how many of you own Tesla because of Elon Musk? 90% of the people who were owning Tesla raised their hand. And frankly speaking, if I ever buy a Tesla, there would be a big portion of why I buy a Tesla would be because of Elon Musk. And then he said that the reason is because Elon Musk is a brand himself. So, Wali, good to connect with you again. How about I give a quick introduction for myself, because as we agreed, what we will do is we will kind of cross-pollinate this particular video that we have on our channels. And on this video, what we agreed that we will talk about these list of great side income ideas that we have and that we've used and applied. And I think they are very easy for anyone to replicate. And the way we will explain in this video as well is go through each of these side income ideas and not just talk about them as a list, rather also expand on them as to what they mean, how have we used them, how can others apply them, what are the examples. So we will go deeper, because well, this has happened to me a lot as well. I come across these great ideas as well, especially when I was trying to find some side income. And I would come across these great ideas, but then I would not know how to apply them for myself. Like have drive an Uber. Okay, how do I go and register myself for an Uber? How do I find a car? Should I lease a car? Should I rent a car? Stuff like that. Similarly, start a YouTube channel. Okay, which niche should I pick up? How does YouTube pay me? Would they pay me or not, and all? Anyway, so this is all we will be talking. But let me just quickly introduce myself for those who don't know me, and especially for the audience that well, you would have on your channel. So my name is Bahroz. I'm a finance executive by profession, and I am a social media influencer where I talk about or educate people on how to achieve career and how to achieve financial success. I have two YouTube channels. One is in English, one I maintain with my wife, which is primarily more about how do you go about settling in North America. And apart from that, I have strong presence on LinkedIn as well. So I contribute a lot of value there as well. I provide a lot of coaching as well, which we will talk more in this video as well. Anyways, that's a quick intro on me. And now, Wali, over to you. I think I've spoken more than my fair share. So over to you. If you can introduce the topic and yourself as well.
Thank you, Bahroz. It's always nice connecting with you. Basically, myself, Wali Khan, I'm from Dubai, and I've been making personal finance related content on my Urdu channel for the last 3 years. And on this English channel, I've been making content for around 1.5 years now. And I make a lot of I create a lot of content around this topic. So I have got this niche of personal finance, real estate, immigration, and these kind of things. You can go check my channel on my on the Urdu as well as English YouTube channels. Also, I've got presence on all the social media, and that we are going to talk about how you can monetize, let's say, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and these kind of things for your side hustles, because side hustles are very important. Your day job can go away anytime, and that is the prime reason. Apart from my own personal satisfaction, I do this side hustle for my living as well. So I think without further ado, we should go directly into the topic of today's video.
Good. So the first that I have, we kind of called out Wali on my list, is the social media one. And the question that comes in is, one, how does YouTube pay, or how does social media pay you? So there are different social media channels that we would be talking about, and you are much of an expert there because you have much of an expanded presence as compared to myself. But maybe let's start with the YouTube one, which is easier because I have a presence there, you have a presence there, and we both have some income that we generate from there. How does YouTube pay? And so if you can kind of start sharing, and then I will pitch in from my experience as well. So start with YouTube first.
there is no it is no brainer that one shouldn't be on social media in any form of social media, let's say even if it's Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn. But YouTube is the one which actually pays well in the longer run. Although I have seen people making more money from Instagram in some cases, but I think in the longer run YouTube is much better. So for you to make money from YouTube, there are multiple ways that we are going to talk about here as well. But for the first thing everybody talks about is the views that you get from YouTube, and then YouTube pays you for that. Just to give you an idea, to get to that level, you first have to get 4,000 watch hours, which is like if you have got a 1 hour video and people watch it for 4,000 hours, then you will be eligible to get to this monetization, and YouTube will start paying you money. Apart from that, you must have 1,000 subscribers as well. So these are the two main things you need to get passed through to get monetized on YouTube. There is a monetization level before that as well, but I'm not gonna like talk about that because this is the main thing that you need to do. Apart from that, shorts are something which YouTube is focusing on, but the criteria for shorts is too much. And personally, I have not been making too many shorts, so I'm not expert in that. After that, once you achieve this, you will be involved in, let's say, accepted in the YouTube partnership program. There are other criterias as well, like you should be having genuine content. You should not be like you reusing the content from other creators. So there are multiple other factors as well. But once you achieve that, and you are into the YouTube partnership program, you will be from the day one you will be receiving your let's say dollars. So how much dollars would you receive per, let's say, 1,000 views, per 1,000 subscribers? Maybe Behrouz, you can pitch in from here. I will let you know from my perspective after that.
Cool. So, a couple of thoughts, Wali, on the things you said. I loved how you started, which was everyone today should have a presence on social media. I was listening to this video from Patrick Bet, and he was doing I think, course where he asked everyone, "How many of you know Elon Musk?" And everyone raised their hand. And then he said, "How many of you own Tesla?" And a lot of people in the room raised their hands. Rather, he was surprised there are so many Tesla owners in the room. And then he asked, "How many of you own Tesla because of Elon Musk?" And I think 90% of the people who were owning Tesla raised their hand. And frankly speaking, if I ever buy a Tesla, there would be a big portion of why I buy a Tesla would be because of Elon Musk. And then he said that the reason is because Elon Musk is a brand himself. So it's not the Tesla brand which is bigger, actually. It's the Elon Musk brand which is bigger. And the reason Elon is a bigger brand compared to any other, let's say Jeff Bezos, is because of his social media presence. He is on social media. He was the most, I think, followed guy on Twitter before he bought Twitter. Probably he's now, even now, or maybe he was amongst the top 10. And the idea is, for you to really generate more income, more wealth, you have to create a personal brand. Now, it doesn't mean that you really have to be Elon Musk to create a personal brand. You can be in your own sphere as well and create a personal brand. And that will help you sell other things. That will help you sell your work. Even if you are at your 9 to 5 place, there is a way where you can kind of create a social media presence and sell. If you remember, Wali, our friend Yasin, he was referring to this lady in his company, Cisco, where she has a social media presence, and that lady works at Cisco. She has a very strong social media presence, probably makes money from it as well. And Cisco called her in their annual summit or annual meeting, and she had a presence in the annual meeting where she talked about personal branding. So even Cisco as a company was promoting her to come and talk about her personal branding. So already she has a personal brand. Because of that, Cisco is recognizing her even more. Now, I don't mean to say like if your job is about, let's say, coal mining or mining altogether, and you start talking about some completely different thing or technology. If I'm FMCG, I start talking about tech. The idea is whatever you are selling, like Elon Musk is selling cars, so he's created his personal brand to help him sell more cars. So you can always find some collaboration within the two fields you have, but it is very important that you make your personal brand. After listening to Patrick Bet, I was like, this is so solid, this is so true, and hence I kind of got more energy in saying, I need to work on my personal brand more and more. So this is one I wanted to talk about. Second piece I wanted to call out, Wali, is the question, why is YouTube paying? The reason YouTube is paying is when I put my video on YouTube, there is an ad that YouTube will play, and that ad is very much targeted ad. So for instance, if I was searching for cars, suddenly while you're watching YouTube videos, you'll start seeing ads for cars, and there's a car you like, probably you end up buying that car or not, it doesn't matter. When someone is pushing for their ad, like that particular car, they're paying YouTube for to play their ad on the channel. So for instance, they would be paying $100 to YouTube, saying, if you play my ad 100 times, I'll pay you $100. Now, out of that $100, let's say all those 100 times that the ad is played, it is played on my video. So because of my video, YouTube is earning $100 from that car company. And then what YouTube does is it pays me a share of that $100. It says, okay, because Behroz, you created a content, and because of your content, there are people who are coming on YouTube, they're watching the YouTube channel, and they're able to watch that ad as well. Here goes a portion of that $100. It could be 60, 40, 30, depending on whatever the share they may decide. So this is the second thing I wanted to call out. And the third piece was the CPM piece. So CPM is essentially the cost that is being paid to YouTube. So the $100 that I said is that YouTube is earning from the client, the vendor, whoever is running the ad. That is called the CPM. And then there is a portion of that money that you get paid, which is called the RPM. So there's a ratio. Obviously, CPM would be higher. If CPM is $100, you get paid less. But it also depends on what kind of channel you have and what is your audience. Rather, I think it's more audience driven, right? So what kind of audience you have. If they are audience who are watching high paying ads and who are high paying customers, so every company wants to target and sell their car or sell their products to them. So let's say someone sitting in Europe or in US who has more purchasing power, they spend more money. Showing them an ad would cost more versus showing an ad to someone who is in South Asia because they have less purchasing power. So if your audience is from US, if there is someone from US watching your YouTube channel, you will get paid more because it pays, the vendor is paying more to YouTube for them to reach that particular audience. But if your audience is in South Asia, then you will earn less money for that particular ad. Maybe, Wali, you can talk more about the CPM as well, especially because this is what I envy you for. Your CPM numbers are higher than my CPM numbers. And I want to understand what makes your CPM numbers so good while my CPM numbers are lower than yours.
So actually, I'll start from personal branding a bit on that, because nowadays, if you see a lot of co-founders, founders, CEOs, they are putting themselves in front of the public towards maybe LinkedIn, YouTube. YouTube is more or less on YouTube, but more on LinkedIn, let's say, because they don't have to. But nowadays, it's something which is, let's say, they are building their brands, they are building their own trust. Once you put up on yourself on social media, you are basically putting up trust, and people start trusting you because you are there. So this is very important. I can see a lot of brands here in Dubai whose CEOs, and old brands as well, not only that they are startups, but older brands, their CEOs and their founders are now coming on social media. They've got own presence, and also they do content through their company handles as well, but they do it. Now coming to CPM numbers, so I'll tell you an interesting example, and I haven't deleted that video yet, because since the beginning I am not very fond of that video, which I made, let's say, when I was starting my YouTube channel. But I kept it there because I know that I wanted to show this video as an example later on, once I, let's say, grow. And this is the point I was just thinking actually yesterday, to make this video again. Why this video is still on my channel, although I actually am not proud of that video. This particular topic is resonating with people, and they want to see more content on that. Content on that. And what was that topic? The topic was about lotteries, and I was thinking about mathematical calculations behind the lottery, what was happening, and how people are winning, and what are the probabilities and combinations and these things. So I just created a video which was, because here in Dubai there are multiple lotteries. There are some state backed lotteries as well, not exactly state backed, but they are actually promoted by newspapers as well. And once they are promoted by the newspapers, it's somehow there is a perception that they are legit. So I created one of the one of that lottery was there, and I created a video on when to buy that let's say lottery ticket on a Saturday, on a Friday. Through my some of the calculations, I created that video, and somehow it got viral. Maybe after, I think I created this video, and then after 1 month it got viral, and it was giving me views after views every month, every week, every day. It was giving me insane amount of views, and with the views I was getting subscribers as well. Initially it was a very like I was happy with that because that video was going on, and then after that I created another that similar kind of video, and that also performed well. But later on I realized that the kind of people that are coming on the channel through those videos, because those are the ones which are let's say popular videos, and those are the ones which are bringing subscribers as well. Then I realized that people are actually wanting me to make more such content, which I didn't like, and I was not proud of. So now after the same time, by the way, because of those videos I got monetized, because those were viral videos, those were having more views, those were having more watch hours. So I got monetized through that. Once I got monetized, I came to know that those videos were having CPM of around $3. Just to put things in perspective, so a CPM is, let's say, once advertisers pay for whatever they think that for this 1000 views they want to pay for this particular video or this particular channel, or let's say they put the budget on that. So for those videos I was getting around $3. For some other videos I was getting around $4, $5. Some videos I was getting around $10. So that CPM, I actually didn't know about CPM at that time. I Because my channel was in Urdu language, and I thought always that Urdu language channels will always have lower CPM. So I was happy with that. That I thought that maybe because I was of the like, I came to know from multiple other sources that the CPM lies between $20 to $50 for people for channels in the US, and even $1 to $2 for the channels from India and Pakistan. So I was lying between $3 to $5. I was happy with that. I said, okay, this is what I deserve, I believe. But then there was one video on the topic of credit card, which was gaining me around $15 of CPM. Then I came to realize that, okay, this is not only thing that wherever the let's say the your subscribers are, who are watching you from, let's say, Dubai, they're watching you from, let's say, Pakistan, India, wherever they're watching you from, but the topic of the video is very important as well. Then I created different kind of content, and then I started experimenting with passive income, with stocks, with credit cards, with real estate, with different kind of videos. So down the line, after 6 or 8 months, I again was in the dilemma, because those videos were still giving me more subscribers, more watch time, everything was there. Those two videos were always on top, and I was always dreading that I should be I should unlist those videos, because those are not bringing me good subscribers. But then I thought that maybe I'll just keep them there, and then like this today I'm making this video, I'm creating this content just because of that experiment of mine. I came to know later on that those videos were giving me very good views. Those videos were giving me subscribers as well. But at the same time, and all of them, by the way, were coming from UAE. Those views were coming from UAE. I would say 80% of the viewers were coming from UAE, and then the remaining from Pakistan and India. But at the same time, their CPM was around $3. And at the same time, my other videos, which were, let's say, related to passive income or credit cards or these kind of things, they were having around $15 CPM. So then I came to know, and then there were other videos as well on my channel which were related to South Asian topics, specifically to the South Asian channel, South Asian topics, which were having around CPM of around $1, $1.5, $2 as well. But so at that point I realized that CPM is not only your niche, but also what kind of videos, specific standalone video that is, and then where people are watching it from. So there are multiple things goes into for what YouTube is paying you. So it's again it's a huge topic to discuss, but YouTube gives you so much of data that you can analyze on per country basis, per city basis. Actually, I get this data on city basis as well. Within Dubai, within UAE, I get per city basis what kind of watch hours I'm getting from Dubai, what kind of CPM I'm getting from, let's say, Sharjah. These kind of granularities I can work on. And I cannot see this in any other social media platform, be it Instagram, TikTok, or whatever. YouTube is, I would say, the like they cannot beat YouTube in, at least in terms of analytics. So this is from my side for CPM. Like CPM is something which you get whenever you make the content. Depending on the content, depending on where where people are watching you from, you will get that kind of income from YouTube.
Yeah, and the beauty is, Wali, that you don't need to have millions of followers. So
Yes,
for instance,
yes.
even if you go like, I'm from Pakistan, I'm from India, and my follower base will always be India, Pakistan. But I remember you telling me example of this one individual who is, I think, from Pakistan, makes videos in English but for an American audience, and no one in Pakistan even knows him as a social media influencer. And for him, just 1/10 or even 1/5 of the audience is enough to make almost the same amount of money, or maybe even less, that that one in Pakistan or India as an influencer would be making, just because his audience is different. So it doesn't mean you need to be a different person. Even if you are Pakistani, you're Indian, you're from Middle East, whatever, as long as you're targeting high paying audience, you will make good money. So and hence it's very important that you start with first identifying the audience. By the way, me and Wali have made a separate podcast as well, where we talk about how you go about starting a YouTube channel. So we won't cover all of that here. There is a lot of good material that we've covered on that particular video on podcast. What are the things required, the gadgets required, the systems and the processes required. I highly recommend you check out that video if you are someone who hasn't started and is thinking of starting and is going like, what is that I need to know or I need to have to start the channel. That video is very important.
If you want to start your journey of investing in real estate of Dubai, there are two platforms that I personally use to invest. One is SmartCrowd, the other one is the Stake. These platforms allows you to invest in Dubai's property through fractional ownership. You will be able to get monthly rentals based on whatever investment you have done. If you use the referral link mentioned in the description below, you will get the referral bonus of 250 dirhams as soon as you start investing. Now let's get back to the video.
And just to give an idea as to the kind of money that at least I am making and then Wali is making relative to our subscriber base. So my subscriber base is 10,000 subscribers, and I'm making around $600 US dollars per month from my AdSense. And Wali, would nice to know how much, what is your subscriber base and how much is that paying you in total per month basis?
So just to build up on that, straight away answer is that I've got 60,000 subscribers on my Urdu YouTube channel, and I'm making around $1,600. Yeah, $1,600 per month. But a caveat is that Behrouz, your channel is specific, niche specific right now. I would say my channel is also niche specific, but I have got so many different topic that I cover that sometimes not everyone is interested in that. Let's say I talk about real estate of Dubai, I talk about stock market of Dubai, I talk about stock market of Pakistan as well, I talk about US stock market, I talk about let's say the passive income ideas within the UAE. So I've got so many, and then productivity as well. So I've got so many topics, because of which I've got 60,000 subscribers, but the views are not proportionate to that, because of which it is not actually the subscriber base which is important. It is basically what is your views that you're getting on daily basis. That is more important than the subscribers are good as well. It's a vanity matrix, but main thing is what kind of views you're getting. So basically YouTube is something which I fascinate, because I started my social media let's say journey through YouTube. But there are other opportunities as well, which includes Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X platform, so many others like LinkedIn. LinkedIn recently, me and Behrouz, we have started. Actually, I started late, but Behrouz has been working on that, and he's got 6,000 followers there as well. So LinkedIn is very good as well. Just to give you give you one distinguishing factor of YouTube with all the other platforms. YouTube is primarily video based, and it is long format video based. One of the interesting conversation I was having with one of the social media influencer based in the UK, He went from Pakistan to the UK, and then when he was there, he was surprised that many of the colleagues, because he's a doctor and he was in he was in the hospital at that time, and when he went in for the second day, there were multiple doctors and nurses already knowing him from his Instagram account, and he's got Instagram following of, I think, around 300,000, something like that. So he's got a huge following, and he was discreet about it. He didn't tell anybody about that because he's a comedian, and he does those kind of skit alongside his day job of being a doctor. So he was really surprised that how come people started to know him, because they were coming to him and showing him that this is you. So he was embarrassed at that time, but then he said, okay, everybody knows about me now, it's fine. But then I told him, so he said, why is that? Because he was asking, we were doing a podcast, so he asked me, why is that? Because YouTube, he thought that maybe it's because he's uploading videos from the UK. That is the reason maybe Instagram is flagging them as well. And similarly, this will happen with YouTube as well. But YouTube is different in that, because Instagram, TikTok, even LinkedIn, and also Facebook, these are primarily location based. Even TikTok goes to that extent that whatever that you have, whatever contacts you have in your phone, they will promote automatically to those contacts as well. Instagram also promote based on the location as well. But for YouTube, YouTube is based on whatever community you are building, whatever people who are watching you. As you said, there was one guy in Pakistan who was having huge following from the US and UK, but nobody knows him from Pakistan, although he's uploading the videos from, let's say, from Pakistan. So this is a huge difference between these platforms like YouTube and all the other platforms. All other platforms are also monetizable, and we have seen a lot of people monetizing their LinkedIn, their TikTok, their Facebook. Not all the platforms are paying themselves. Facebook is one who is paying similarly to what YouTube is doing. But and TikTok as well, I think, is paying in the US. Instagram also is paying in the US, but all other regions, these platforms are not paying. YouTube is the primary platform where you can get the money from AdSense. I get it from Facebook as well, although not much, because each of the platform requires you to make videos pertaining specifically to that platform. So I'll just give you an example. We're going to talk about different social media because we are mostly related to YouTube, but I'll just give some kind of idea for people who are aspiring to become social media influencer on the other platforms. So basically, these other platforms, take an example of TikTok. They want you to create videos on their own app, so they don't promote, like TikTok won't promote that video which is not being, let's say, shot on the app itself. It does promote for bigger creator, but it is more like, let's say, recommended to create videos within the same app. Same for the Instagram as well, because they think that, like, those platforms think that, okay, now you're creating genuine content for those platforms. Let's say if I make a video on YouTube and then cut the portion and then put that on Instagram, it will not have that kind of impact if someone makes the video itself on the app. Similarly for TikTok as well. So there are multiple options again to monetize those platforms. I believe, Behrouz, you are already doing LinkedIn. So what do you say about LinkedIn? And then we're going to talk about other platforms, how you can monetize. But what about LinkedIn? How to monetize that? You've got a newsletter as well on LinkedIn. What are the options to monetize on LinkedIn, or create your own personal brand on LinkedIn?
Yeah, so with regards to LinkedIn, unlike YouTube, there is no AdSense. So you don't get paid for any money that you LinkedIn is making. Just like how YouTube is making money from advertisers, they pay portion of it to you. That's not the case on LinkedIn. So even if you're posting on LinkedIn, even if you have thousands of followers and views, LinkedIn won't pay you any money. However, the beauty of LinkedIn is that the people who are on LinkedIn are high net worth people as compared to any other social media, which means if you can create a product or service for them that you can sell and advertise on your LinkedIn, you will find that there are more high paying clients that you will be able to get from LinkedIn as compared to any other channel. And maybe this is a good segue, Wali, to come and to talk about the coaching piece. So for instance, the YouTube channel that I have is around, or the videos that really worked on my channel are around how you go about getting a job and how you go about accelerating in your career. I do talk about personal finance as well, but the majority of the audience has come through career development. And even in career, if you niche down, it is on how do you get a job in Procter and Gamble. So I have 11 years of experience with Procter and Gamble, and I was a trainer there. I was an interviewer there. I was trained twice as an interviewer as well. Got a bunch of awards as well for being an interviewer. So I know how to recruit people, what kind of mindset they're looking for, how is their interview process, the kind of questions they ask, and everything. So I made a couple of videos on that, which were very niched, and hence I got a lot of audience on YouTube through that. Now, this is one service which is very easy to sell on LinkedIn. And hence, I started my coaching side hustle as well. And this is another way I create my income. So, this is another income stream we want to talk about. Then I started to get a lot of inquiries. Please help us, please guide us. So, I started to connect with those individuals, but I realized that I won't be able to handle those inquiries during my day or week because I also have a day job. So, and then you advise me that you just should not be giving your services for free and you should start charging. So I started charging $20, and initially for 30 minutes or 40 minutes session. And there was this one individual who came on the call and he said, uh, I had to go and back check you. And I was like, why? He's like, because $20 is like peanuts. I go to a coffee shop and I pay $20 just by being in the coffee shop, ordering a coffee, ordering a muffin, and $20 are gone. And you are charging $20 for coaching someone to get a high paying, high net worth job. This I thought you are a fraud. And since then I started to take my price up, and currently I'm charging $100. So this is what I'm talking about LinkedIn as well. If you are on LinkedIn, if you are adding value on LinkedIn, if you have followers on LinkedIn, you can simply start your coaching, your teaching services. You can go there, put a link saying book time with me. You'll find a lot of followers, a lot of people on LinkedIn who have big followers. They will have book time with me. It will take you to a landing page where they will be asking you around $100 or even more for consultation session. So much so, there was another guy, Wali, I connected with. I was doing a podcast. He said, I don't even charge by the hour. What I do is I have a full package, which is I charge 4,000 Canadian dollars. He was in Canada. And you come and you take the full service from me, starting from how do you write a resume to how do you prepare for an interview, how do you deliver an interview. And then if you don't get that job, I will help you for another job. Till you get a job, I will continue to help you. And I was like, so is that guy just hooked with you for life? He said, no, people do end up getting job in 2 to 3 months. So usually I end up doing 10 sessions with them, but they pay me full $4,000 and then I have 10 sessions with them. So imagine if you just get one client, which pays you $4,000 for the month, you are good. You are good for that month. So the idea is for people who are watching, think of some expertise that you have which you can very niche down, like niche down, and say, okay, this is one expertise I have, one thing I know which no one else knows, and I can sell them. And I picked up this idea from Ali Abdal because he would talk a lot about in his video where he would say, I would educate people how they can come into or how they can go to Cambridge and how they get an admission in Cambridge. And I was like, this is very unique. It's like one university, one college, and then there is one student who knows about it. So how many students are there who would be able to make content on it? Maybe, I don't know, there are 1,000, 2,000 people out there, 5,000, 10,000 people out there who can make content on how to get into Cambridge. But there will be so many people who would be looking to get into it, and high net worth people. So from that, I picked up the idea, which was like, how about I sell something which I know? And I was like, PNG is one thing I know how to get into PNG. And hence I started making videos on that.
Yeah, I mean, niching down is very important, but at the same time, we were giving this example in our cohort as well about Miss Excel. This is account on TikTok and Instagram. This lady is was creating and actually is creating content around Microsoft Excel, and her content is really amazing. And even my own boss sometimes send me her reel about the tricks that she's creating on Instagram or TikTok. But can you imagine this lady is making $2 million of revenue for 2023? I was just looking up that 2023 her revenue was $2 million just through her Microsoft Excel courses, and it's a very basic thing. Not a basic thing, but it's something which everybody knows. But of course, not everybody having expertise in that kind of expertise that you get your productivity on the peak. So it's not only niching down. For niching down, we've seen a lot of people like yourself, that you have niched down on your own domain, but there are people who are not only from their own domain, but they have niched down on their different kind of expertise that they have. Like Miss Excel, I'm not sure what was her actual experience was, but let's say anybody who does work in a corporate environment, they know Excel like anything. Any consultant or anyone who's from doing, let's say, a consultancy business, everybody knows Excel. It's just how you deliver it and how you put yourself in front of the people. So yeah, this is very important to create your own brand and get into it. Yes.
Yeah, and it's not just about niching. The niching down, I say, Wali, is also because I want to make a point that you don't need thousands of followers to make money on any of the social media platform. Like, you just need few followers who are high net followers who really want that service, and that service is high paying. For instance, I'll give another example. I moved to from Canada to US 2 years ago, right? I started making some content around that as well, and people realized that I am someone who has been through this, who has an experience, and they started to reach out to me saying they want to understand what are the tax impacts, what are the challenges, the questions, and all. And I was like, yeah, I'm ready to help, and here is my link. Please go on the link and book a coaching service with me. And they ended up paying me, and I started to consult them as well. So, for instance, just to give you an idea, just from career, which is like 80% of my coaching sessions are around career and 20% are personal finance and settling in North America and all, I make around $1,300 to $1,500 per month from coaching sessions. So it's even more than the money that get paid from AdSense. And the idea is, you should not just be relying on the AdSense money. That is peanuts, by the way. Once you create that environment or that social media presence, then AdSense becomes a smaller portion of your total revenue. You can go and sell your coaching services. Connect with me. I can guide you. I can teach you. So think of what are the things you can teach, what are the things you can coach people about. Make content around it on LinkedIn, on other social media, and let people come to you and say, I want to connect to you because you know something that I don't know and I'm ready to pay you. Start with $10, $20, $30, and keep taking it up as you think that there is more demand for it.
Behrouz, I want to dig deeper into memberships thing because you have just aced that recently on YouTube, and it is a very good revenue stream. I can see that. But before that, just to close this topic of other social media platforms, let's say X platform, TikTok, LinkedIn. As you said, LinkedIn you cannot monetize directly, but you can do brands endorsement as well, and you can bring up your own personal brand, and based on that, you can sell a lot of things on LinkedIn as well. Apart from that, let's say TikTok or Facebook. So Facebook, as we just said earlier, that it also gives you dollars based on your views. And apart from that, of course, advertisements are there as well. You can do branding for other things as well. TikTok, you have option. If you're in the US, you will get money from TikTok. There is a percentage, not as good as of course YouTube, but still you get some kind of money. And for the reach, TikTok is having very high reach compared to, let's say, YouTube, because you can see a lot of videos on there. You will find millions of views. Similarly, there is Instagram. Of course, Instagram also is a better platform to have to bring about your own brand, and then sell any other brand that they come along. I Just to give you an idea, if you talk in dollar terms, I know people from South Asia. Like South Asia has a worst CPM, I would say, in terms of YouTube. But let's say in terms of Instagram, just posting one story, they can charge $5,000 to $10,000 as well in some cases. So just a story. I mean, can you imagine? So it's a huge potential where you can go. Of course, those are like high value individuals that they are talking about, that I'm talking about, 5 to 10,000. But this is one potential that you can do. And then of course, X platform, which is formerly called as Twitter. there as well. Now Elon Musk has introduced monetization for Twitter as well, alongside videos as well. They are pushing videos, but at least for now, if you are, let's say, this if you have the blue tick mark and you post some tweets, and then those tweets gets impression, based on those impressions, if they are high enough, you will get some kind of money from X platform as well. Apart from this, all that I've just mentioned, all these platforms have subscription model as well, which I'm going to come to membership that you're doing for YouTube. But all these platform has membership as well, membership or subscription, whatever you call it. So if you want to have more personalized content, you can have let's say, being a content creator, you can create your own subscription. People can subscribe to it, and then on that particular channel, sometimes it's called as channel, sometimes it's called as subscription, membership, whatever they call on those channels. But those are let's say, targeted to those people who are paying the content creator for the specific content. So I would ask you now, because we haven't done those streams yet, but you have aced the part of YouTube membership. So I'm gonna check with you, what is exactly YouTube membership, and how are you doing on that?
Yeah, so Wali, thank you. So quickly, YouTube membership is like you once you have reached certain barrier, you started monetization. YouTube allows you to create a community. So you'll start membership program, which means there are certain YouTube channels where you go, and apart from subscribing, which is the key to subscribe, there is also a key which says join. When you click on join, they will have different tiers. They will have, let's say, if you just support me, you will get pay me $500 per month, and it's a monthly subscription. So monthly you pay me $500, you support me. Oh, sorry, $5, you support me. Or you pay me $10 and I will give you some extra service, which is I will respond to your messages first, or whenever you comment I will respond to you. You pay me $15 per month and maybe I provide you access to more content which is not available to other members. So things like that, it has different levels, and for each level you can provide some additional service to the members. So this is how I started. I remember you had this service open for a very long time, and you have a couple of people who were supporting you, like they were on the level one, which was support level, and there is a subscription fee that they pay. So I always thought, who would pay me for my content, like, and especially because you have like 60,000 subscribers, right? So out of 60, even if there are 10, you can easily find 10 people who would be ready to pay you to support your content just because they like you. There's nothing else. You're not providing them any other service, just because they like you and they're paying you. And I was like, I just have 10,000 subscribers. Who would pay me for the content that I'm producing? And how would I really charge them? So I opened up that service and no one was really coming up. So I opened it as level one, which is support Bahroz. And there wasn't much support coming in. And then this is what happened. This was the story. And well, you don't know the story either, so maybe this would be interesting to you, which is I have a video on predictive index assessment. So predictive index assessment is an assessment that you have to give for a lot of jobs when you go for jobs, applying for jobs. So before they even call you for an interview, they send you a predictive index test. There are two types of tests. One is cognitive, let's say it will have math and word problems, and one is behavioral, like how do you collaborate with people and stuff like that. So you make a few selections, and basis that they will shortlist the candidates they want to call in. It just makes it easy for them. Instead of interviewing 100 people, they just interview 10 people because only 10 people would pass. So I was applying for a job and they gave me that test. I appeared on the test and I did well. And when I did well, I created a video for that test. Now, when I created the video, I used a lot of trademark, the banners, their logos in my test, as in my video as well. And so much so that I also showed people how to kind of crack the test, like ace it, and these are the cheat codes, and this is how you can find ways, alternate ways, and all. The predictive index people didn't like my video. So the video did very well. When it touched 50,000 views, I got a strike. I got a strike and the video was taken off. And the predictive index people said it was taken off by YouTube. So that's another thing which you have to be careful. You make sure, create your own content and all. I think the reason I got a strike was because there was a part of the video where I showed how you go and click on, there's a demo test. So they have a demo test. So I did a tutorial on how do you go on the demo test, how do you click. And so I think they use that as an excuse to say, take this video off, because they are showing our work. This guy is showing my work, which we don't want to show. So I was like, okay, I'll make this. This is a very good segment. People come and watch this. This had a 50,000 views. I want to make another video on this, and this time I will avoid the copyright issues. However, I was still fearful that again they would come on my video and they would find some other excuse to give me a strike. And if you get, by the way, 3 strikes, your channel may get banned altogether. So I was like, I want to make a video on this, but I don't want to get a strike. How about I keep this video only for people who pay? So if this guy who wants to give me a strike, he has to pay me money before he gives me a strike. So that was the intent of hiding some of the videos where I thought, and especially for this came for PNG as well. I was like, there are still some videos where I haven't gotten a strike, but if someone wants to give a strike, they might, because at that time I wasn't realizing that if I use someone else's website, if I use their logo and brand, they may not like it and they may give me a strike. So I have videos on Amazon, I have videos on uh, PNG, and I was like, okay, I have two options: either delete all these videos and make them from fresh, or just hide them. So the intent was not to make money at all. I was like, I will just put these videos accessible to members. And then I was like, okay, I'll put them accessible to members. So how much should I charge them? So I started putting $25 for it. So I was like, pay $25 and you can get access to this one video. So I just put one video. And suddenly, as soon as I put the video, the next day I woke up, there were like 5 people who were paying me $25 to get
Wow.
access to that one video. Then I created a video for that video, which is like, I created a video where I was like, this video already touched 90,000 views. This is a video where I talk about this. And I give a snip of that video, that this is what I'm talking about this in this video. If you want to know more what I talked in this video, or if you want access to the full video, you will have to pay. And in the end, I also left a screenshot of the comments. So I went through my mobile and I recorded my mobile, the comments that I received on that video. So people now know the intro of the video. They know what comments I got on the video. They know the views I have on that video. So they really know this is a special video, because this guy is hiding this video now. There are 100,000 or more views on this video. There are comments on this video, and this is what the video will cover. So they were like, I want to buy this video. So I put it on behind the firewall or behind the payment wall. And then when that worked, I put 2 more videos there. And currently I have 30 members in 1 month. So let's say one member per day, and 80% of them are for the full content, and 20% of them are only for support. So my support fee is $5 and my full content fee is $25. So 80% of those 30 people are paying me $25 and the rest are paying me $5. Now, the entire money doesn't come in my pocket. There is a share that YouTube takes as well. But the idea here is, if there is a content which you are uniquely contributing, and I realize there is no one else who makes video on YouTube on Procter and Gamble interview and hiring process. There might be here and there few videos, but no one who can come from an angle of expertise. And since I was doing that, it is becomes very easy for you to start charging people for that service as well. Now the idea is that you don't charge for everything. You keep some free. So people come and say, okay, when they watch my free content, they go like, this guy knows his stuff and I want to watch more of it. And what is that he is hiding here? Because he's an expert, I want to watch more of it. He's hiding something. I want to pay money for that and get access to that. So this is how I kind of figured out the membership path.
That's amazing, Behrouz. I think this is a masterclass on AdSense, YouTube membership, and these kind of things. I was just thinking about the title here. Maybe I wrote down like maybe the masterclass on modern side hustle ideas. So we can think about the title like that. But this is amazing, and this was also I was also triggered once you were explaining this. I was also triggered that people undermine themselves. They undervalue themselves at the age of 40 or 45. You have already got a lot of experience that you are thinking that it might not be of any value, but it can be of value to someone, like anything. Like maybe they can be they are willing to pay you $4,000 just because of your experience, and it can produce value. Because this I came to know when I do this one-on-one session. Sometimes I just say things casually, but for them, I just remembered this one instance. One of the guy from Saudi, he called me for one on one, and I was just talking to him. He got a PR for Canada, and he was going to Canada, but at the same time he got a very good offer from Abu Dhabi. And he got the offer and he was in a dilemma what to do, because in Canada he doesn't have the job but he want to go there, and Saudi he's already resigned, and now he's got one of the very good offer from the UAE as well. He was talking to me. Of course, he already decided that he will not go to Canada directly. He'll let's say spend almost 3 2 3 years, whatever the time is, in UAE to get some money, and then he will go to Canada after that. But at the same time, I told him, why don't you, okay, you go, or you, of course, you're right not to let's say go Canada as of now, but show the company that you are based in Canada now, because you have got the PR. And once you do that, all your packages, all your perks will be based from the Canada. So just to give you a small example, the return tickets that he's gonna get is not from Pakistan, it's gonna be from Canada. So the difference between the return tickets of going to Pakistan and going to Canada is huge. It's already giving him, for the full family, it's already giving him almost around $6,000 to $8,000 or even more in value. So it's only $100 call, and he was already getting almost $6,000 to $8,000 worth of value from that call. So this happens a lot, and because of that, a lot of people, out of just let's say respect, and out of what value you've created, they come to support you on your let's say base program as well.
Well, I have a similar example. So in Procter and Gamble, there are kind of two levels. One is technician levels, and one is people manager levels. Once, if you go and become a technician, it takes you 4 levels for you to before you become a manager. And usually, when they hire for managers, like from bachelors, if you've done bachelors and masters, you get directly hired in manager, and then it's like a management training program. So you get promoted very fast, and you have a very good career and good path and good growth. There was this one individual who had two options. So he was offered two roles. One was the technician role, one was the manager, and from the sound of the title, he liked the technician role more. So he was like, I'm just about to apply for this role, and I was like, no, no, don't do this. Your salary would be half of what you will get for the manager role. Your career will be all in dumps, because when you go for manager role, you'll get fast growth, you'll be moving in countries and all. And that one tip kind of changed his life. He just paid me $70 for the coaching session that I charged, and later he came and he became my members as well, in terms of supporting my channel and all, because I kind of gave him a tip which just didn't save him that $100. It saved him thousands of dollars for the years to come.
Exactly, exactly. This is actually amazing, and I feel obliged to those people as well who give me these kind of advice before as well, and then I can relate to that. People do feel that for their life to come, because they have got so much of value from just one or two sessions, whatever we are doing. And sometimes it's normal as well. People, let's say, I sometimes think that, okay, I know everything, but the perspective is completely different once you just talk. So even in this talk, what we are doing right now, I have got some value already, which I thought that maybe we know each other very well, but once we start talking, it comes to a point that you get value out of it, and then you get a different perspective of whatever you have in your mind already. Behrouz, I think this topic can, because it's our we like this a lot, the social media, creating videos and these things, we like it a lot, so we can go on and on for different social media. But I'm gonna just delve into more towards, let's say, affiliate income, because you are working on that as well, and I'm also working on that. So I'm just gonna ask you first, what kind of affiliate incomes you're getting, or let's say what kind of revenue one can expect from affiliate income, and what is exactly affiliate income here.
Yeah, so Wali, I'll talk about the core affiliate income that I'm making. I'm making, I think I have three, but 99% of my income comes from one. And I'll talk about that. So affiliate income is like, call it a referral program, or affiliate is like when you are advertising someone else's products or someone else's services, and they give you a share of that service. So I'll give my example. So and this is how it works. This is how the story. So I was producing a lot of content with regards to Procter and Gamble hiring process and all. And there is this one website that reached out to me and said, we produce content with regards to how you can the practice test. So we have practice test for predictive index, for PNG entry. PNG has an entry test, and they provide practice test. Whenever you make a video, can you just leave one comment and just talk about our website, and if they want to practice, if your audience wants to practice the test, they can go on our website and we will pay you 30%. They said 30%, we negotiated up to 35%. So they charge around $90 per test, per subscription, or even more depending on if you hold the subscription for a month or more than a month. And they pay me 35% or 30% of that amount to me every time there is an individual who clicks on the link which they've given me. So they've given me a specific link which is related to my referrals. And I put that link in my description of the video. Now I asked them, I was like, okay, I've made a lot of content already for Procter and Gamble, and what do I do with that content? Like, I can't go back and add and advertise your website. They said it's okay. What you can do is when you can put it in the comments and pin the comments, because when someone is watching the video, 90% of the chance they are able to read the content which comes below. And if you pin that comment, they will be able to see, for practice test, this is the website I recommend, and they can click on the website, and when they click, when they purchase, you'll get 35% of the share. The income started when it first started. I think I was making around $100 and in a year's time now I'm making around $1,500 per month from that one particular affiliate. They reached out to me themselves, so it wasn't that I was looking for them. So that's another thing as well. When you've niched down into something specific and there is someone else who's creating products around it, it will become very easy for them to reach out to you versus you looking for that particular affiliate. Although, Wali, I would say you are a master of it because you have more affiliate programs than myself, and I've kind of copied a few from you. So maybe how about you talk about your affiliate programs and also talk about how much money you make from them? How did you go about getting those affiliates? How did you reach out to them, and all?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, affiliates are my first love because when I started YouTube, even before that, since I got my first check from affiliate itself, and I didn't know at all because when we were starting it, I was just making videos. I was not sure how to make money from it. I was only of the perspective that maybe it's only the views that will count, and whenever I get more number of views, then only I'll get the money out of YouTube. But so good thing is that whatever affiliates I'm working with right now, I am also, because I my channel is all about investing, personal finance, talking about money. So whatever platforms that I'm already using, I'm only promoting those. If any other new platform comes in, I have to vet it out rigorously, and that is why I don't have any major platforms as of now which I am promoting, or let's say I'm working with, even on one-on-one basis. By the way, this is the beauty of YouTube, that you cannot do affiliate programs as good as YouTube compared to any other platforms like Instagram or let's say other platforms, because for YouTube, even my 3 years old video is still working and it's still coming in search results. It's still coming on browse features. It's still providing views to and users are watching it. And if 3 years old video is just being fed to people and it has affiliate links there, they will let's say if they click on that link and they purchase that, let's say, or they open the account in that particular platform, I will get the cut of it. So for any video which is 3 years old and making money, this is true passive income, I believe. Because although YouTube, I won't say it's completely passive, you have to still work on it. But let's say a 3 years old video working on its own, making AdSense money as well. Because I remember one of the video which is making the highest amount of dollars for me, which is around, I think, $7,000. One of the video has made for me, although with only, I think, 40, let's say 400,000 views. So it's a actual money making machine for me, the YouTube itself. And then the affiliate, I'll just give you one example. I had used one of the this money transfer app, which is TapTapSend, and I usually plug it every time in my videos as well. It gives 25 dirhams or $10 of referral bonus whenever somebody uses my referral link as well. So I started using that just because I saw that referral is available there in that app. I can see if you want to promote that app to more friends, you can use this referral, and then they can get the referrals as well. I use that, and instantly it has started generating some kind of referrals. So once I started getting that and the frequency started as well, those people reached out to me directly, and they were saying, okay, we'll give you a different referral program because you seems to be an influencer and we want you to have better terms and condition. And then they come to, and similarly this happened with all other platforms that I'm working with. And if you talk about how much I'm making with different let's say these platforms, it ranges from $500 to $1,500 per month. I mean, one platform can give the referrals of around $1,500 one month. The other month it can be $500, but the other month the other platform will be $1,500. So multiple platforms, multiple different kind of situations. So it's all dependent.
Cool. Here, Wali, $1 million tip is when you are promoting your referrals on the video, one recommendation I have is, if not required or if not must, don't call out the name of that particular company. So for instance, tomorrow if you want to switch a referral, you can easily switch a referral, because what I do is I say, guys, it is very important for you to practice that online test as well for Procter& and Gamble. All that I will share in this video are tips, but it is very important for you to practice. And I went through the websites or the entire web, and I found this particular website which is amazing, and it has this test which very much mimics the original test. I will leave the link of that website in the description of this video. Now
This is cool.
tomorrow, if the
Yeah.
affiliate changes, I'll just change the link of the affiliate and that's it. I don't call out their name. So this is one tip. And the second thing that I wanted to say is, people ask me, how do they go about finding the affiliate? Because I gave an example where the affiliate found me because I was very niche down. But if you're not very niche down, how do you go about finding an affiliate? What I tell them is, think of the products that you're using, just the way you did it. For instance, you're using Netflix. Does Netflix have a referral offer? You're using a service to transfer money. Do they have a referral offer? You have a brokerage account, an online broker account where you trade stocks. Does that have a referral? If so, does it align with the content that you're producing? And if it does, then you can just say, hey guys, if you use this particular link, or if you use this particular code when you're opening your account with this particular brokerage, which I also use, by the way, it becomes very easy because you would be saying something that is not untrue because you're using that service as well. It is very great, phenomenal, I like it. If you use this online broker as well, you can use this link or use this referral code, and once they put in the referral code, you get 20, 30, $40, whatever the referral program is. So just think of all the services that you're using and see which one aligns best with your content, and kind of just use their referral code.
I want to also mention here the biggest actually referral programs or affiliate programs in the world, which is Amazon. Although our content is not directly related to products, let's say whatever we are doing on daily basis, but as I'm growing in different kind of niches, I think it is also possible to integrate products in my videos, which I did recently. I just make over one of the tables we had out in outdoor, and I just got one of the furniture polish from Amazon, and it was actually very great. I used it myself and I found it very good. I promote it on my channel as well. Although, see, it's a personal finance channel, but I'm promoting a furniture polish. It's so easy to integrate story. If you have a good story there, it's very easy. Similarly, I promoted one of the biggest promotion that I've done for Amazon was this kitchen timer, which I was using for Pomodoro technique. Again, as I said, that I am also making videos around productivity, so that is important for someone who is looking for productive things. So that kitchen timer was very good for me. I showed the use case of that, and then it also got good selling through Amazon. Also the books, there are many books that I read, and then I promote them as well through Amazon. Again, and then Amazon, the last thing I would tell about Amazon, because it's a huge topic again. Amazon, you can also promote cross country. So if you're from the US, it doesn't it doesn't stop you to promote Amazon's UK products, or people from UK would be let's say ordering from Amazon, and you will get the commission as well. From, let's say, UAE, if somebody's getting your link and clicking that and buying the product, you will get the commission even if somebody is ordering from the UAE. So Amazon is immense, but only thing is that I haven't done a lot of affiliate with Amazon, but still I know that income is coming from Amazon as well, one of my passive income.
So, Wali, this is one of the challenge I always had, which is, how do I pitch in products, right? Because I talk about services, I talk about experiences, and how do I pitch in product. One idea I liked which you used is just sharing your desk setup. So when you share your
Yes,
desk
yes.
setup, you say, okay, I have lights, you can buy these lights for this much, you can buy this camera from here, and table and all. And if someone is interested in starting a YouTube channel as well, like you've done, they would be doing it. Another idea which I came up very recently, we've not done it yet, but I would make a video with my wife on our Urdu channel where we would share the kind of gifts that I want or the kind of gifts she wants. And it could be, as in, this is just food for thought. So if holiday season is coming, and if you have worked on your personal brand, so if people know you as Wali Khan and your personal brand, then maybe one day you have a video of saying, okay, from personal finance point of view, there are people who give very expensive gifts. Gifts can range from cars to a pen. What kind of gift you should be giving to someone like me, or the gifts that I would like? Well, I would like an AirPod. An AirPod would, if you want, the link is there. Or I would like a new iPhone. Maybe this is good. Or the kind of gifts you should give to your kids, and then you can make a video on that as well. Again, you can give it a personal finance twist by saying what are the affordable gifts you can buy and all.
Exactly. This is the reason I said that if the story is good, the integration is very easy for any of the product. As I said, for furniture polish, I was talking about actually to have some hobbies while you are not waste. One thing is that you will not waste your time. The second thing is that if you're having free time, you will waste money because you will be spending that maybe mindlessly eating something which is expensive and you don't want to have unhealthy habits as well, or maybe going through Amazon and buying some stupid stuff that is not for you. Instead of that, have some hobbies. Let's say a furniture restoration is a very good hobby that can be soothing as well as satisfying. So I actually implemented that, and I found that it is very cost effective as well. So that is one thing that, and then again, now for affiliates, I can go on like on and on, and it's again a huge area that one can work on. The next topic I want to dive in slightly. Actually, whatever I'm talking here and whatever we are talking here, this is something which we have recently done as side hustles. There are many things that we learned through internet, and we haven't either implemented them or maybe have implemented them maybe 10 years back or 5 years back. Let's say a Shopify site I have made 5 years back, and it was very well, and it went well, I think, for you as well. But we are not talking about that because we are not doing it right now. So I'm talking about, or we are talking about, only those things that we are doing right now and we know that it really works. Now, next thing is, I'm going to talk about freelancing here, because as creators, we want our workflow to improve and we need help as well. And for that, I haven't provided my own services for anybody as yet, but I have been approached by a lot of people to give them support on content creation. So that is freelancing for me. So recently someone from a real estate company approached me and said that we don't have a team, we want you to create content on for our Instagram page or YouTube channel. The reason is that they will of course pay me money, and I would be creating the content independent of my own personal brand. They just want me to create content for their own channel. Maybe I'm behind the scene, or maybe in front, as let's say I'm in front of the camera. So this is one of the let's say freelancing content creation scenario that one can go ahead. I think this is called as UGC, which is user generated content. And then there is another thing which I use personally, because I want someone to edit my videos. I want someone to, let's say, do post processing for different kind of content that I create. Although whatever quotes I got so far, I have been able to do it through AI and very effectively. So whatever quotes I'm getting from freelancers, they are not competitive as yet, because AI is being pushed into so hard that it is difficult for normal freelancer to cope up. So anybody who wants to do freelancing as side hustle, they have to keep up with the pace of whatever is being done in the AI space. Do you feel the requirement of let's say the freelancers for your workflow?
Wali, no, the need is getting less and less. But one thing that I can say is virtual assistants. I think that's becoming that's something good. I know a person in my office who is using a virtual assistant because he's managing an Airbnb. He has two Airbnbs. One is in Spain, one is in New York, And then he also needs help with a lot of scheduling and stuff like that. So he pays $500 to this lady in Colombia, and she's a student and she is a virtual assistant for him. I think she works 2 hours per day for just him, pays $500 per month, and manages his Airbnbs and also manages any scheduling work that he has to do, because he has a lot of flights to take, he has a lot of hotels that he has to book and all, because he travels a lot. So that is another thing that you can do, especially if you're in a student phase or something like that, where you have those extra hours, or irrespective of being in the student phase, where you want to do generate that side income. Virtual assistant can be another idea as well.
For apart from being, let's say, a student, as I said, for a content creator who is experienced now as myself, people are coming to me, and I would rate it as a freelance gig that I'm going to do for them. So I've seen a by the way, I've got one of the podcasts done with one of the guy here in Dubai, who called himself as presentologist. Maybe I've talked about this to you before, because this guy is master in making different kind of presentations, either in PowerPoint, either in different other softwares, and those are interactive as well. So anything can be happening based on whatever experience you're having. It's not only limited to, let's say, virtual assistant or translation or these kind of things. There are specific high tech requirement as well, being a freelancer.
So I want to talk on the courses, and I I I do have courses on personal finance. There are two. One is that, Wali, that I do with you, which is more our personal online course. But there is also a course that I do for an external agency. What that agency does is they go to different organizations. Let's say they will go to P&G, Unilever, Lego, and say, we have this, we can provide you an offering a bunch of courses. It can be personal finance, health, nutrition, and all. And then they pick and choose and then say, out of all the list of 10 courses that you offer, we want these three for the next 6 months in our organization to give, come and give to our employees. And it could, one of them could be personal finance as well. So I somehow got enrolled in that with that company. And now whenever they go and pitch to some other company, and if they want a personal finance coach, I am their personal finance coach, and they will put me forward and I will deliver the course. How I got into this was, there's a PNG alumni network. So anyone who leaves PNG, they go into the alumni network, which just contribute, shares information and all. So there was a free training. They reached out to me. And again, this is the power of putting yourself out there, which is like, luck is about increasing your surface area of luck. So when I put myself out there, I just increase the surface area of my luck. So I was contributing content on LinkedIn pertaining to personal finance. So one of my colleagues from alumni, PNG alumni, reached out to me and said, since you're talking about so much about personal finance, it seems you know about personal finance. How about you come and teach us, the PNG alumni network, about personal finance? So I went into that session. There were like 35 people who came in. I presented to them for an hour, taught them about personal finance, the core and principles and the pillars of personal finance. They really liked my course. Since they liked my course, they enrolled me with that company. And now every time that company offers a course to another bunch of companies, I am one of their personal finance coaches in that particular company. So the idea is, whatever you know, whatever your expertise are, just put yourself out there, increase the surface area of your luck, and that way you will get an opportunity, just like how I got an opportunity. So that company is paying me $750 per hour, and in June I have 2 hour worth of courses with them, split into 2 weeks. 1 week is 1 hour, 1 week is the other hour, and they will pay me around $1,500 for those 2 hours that I will deliver the course for them. So delivering these courses as another one. And then the other one that I wanted to talk about is creating your own course, which, Wally, you and I do, and we've delivered already 3 courses, where the idea is that, like, you create your course. And again, after delivering my PNG alumni course, I was able to create a course. And then thanks to Wally's contribution as well, we were able to come up with the 3-day course where we teach personal finance from basic, from zero to all the way, from income, saving, investments, how you increase your income, how you can create more savings, how do you set your goals, and how do you go about investing your money and grow your money. So having that course, which we have like on 3 weeks, broken down on 3 weeks, it's a 2 hour per week session. And we charge somewhere around $350 to $400. We try to keep the audience very limited. Already we don't have a big audience. Like, I have 10,000 followers, he has 60,000 followers, so you don't have a big audience in any case. But we also wanted to keep the class very small as well, so there is better interaction, there is better learning. So that is another way where you can make money. For now we've kept it small, as I said, but eventually once we can get more participants, imagine if we have like 30, 40 people joining in the class paying $400. That's a good amount of money that you can generate just by selling your own courses. So that was another one.
Yeah, actually, we missed this. This is a good thing. Actually, courses are very good. Although this has to be said that you have to have a slightly bigger audience to convert them into courses. But still, there are, if you have quality leads, you will. I mean, you are already doing this through your one-on-one sessions. Those are I would classify them as courses, but those are not in as a regular classroom-based course, but at least they are one-on-one coaching, so they are more or less what are we call them courses.
Now, Wali, on the course, I just want to make one more important point, which is another idea or different idea that I have. I haven't made money on it yet, but I just started it very recently, like last week. The idea I had was I took out different videos from my YouTube channel and I created a thread for those videos. The idea was, let's say, starting from how do you search a job? So I made a video on that. So I took that video out. How do you write your resume? I made a video on that. I took it out. So I have made these different videos, which I started to take them out and put them all together in a thread. What I mean by the thread is, how do you search a job? How do you write a resume? How do you apply for a job? How do you get called for a job? How do you give an interview? And then how do you ace a career? Now, this is a complete course. So I have different videos that I created at different point in time. I've put all of them together and made a course of 1.5 hours. And I put that course on Udemy. So I've recently put it on. I set everything up there already. The course is not yet published because they are reviewing the course. They just want to make sure that it doesn't have any foul content or anything. But once it gets cleared, I'll probably start making some money on it. Now the idea is that course is also available on my YouTube channel, but it's broken down in different videos. So if someone has all the time to go and search through my videos and look for different videos and make sense of it in that thread, yeah, go ahead and look at my YouTube videos and do it for free. But if you want a quick answer as to, I have like 10 minutes or I have one day, I have to start applying for a job, I just got laid off, and I want just 1 hour of session versus going through 20 or 50 videos and figuring out what I need to figure out, here is the course for you. You just go, pay $50 for the course. Udemy will take a charge, will pay me part of it, and they will be able to watch it. So if you have created so many content already, just think of a way where you can create a thread between that content, part of the content, take it out and put it as a course on a particular website and maybe make money on it.
So you are going to have it compiled, or you will make new content based on the thread?
No, so I made an intro video already. So I made an intro video explaining what the videos are or what I will cover. So I said this video is about, or this course is about 4 things. Let's say this, which is how do you find a job? How do you write a resume? How do you apply for a job? And so on and so forth. And then I took all those videos that I had previously produced. I didn't produce any new videos and put them in with slots. So every time the course changes, the slot will change. There will be a B-roll, there will be a banner or something, and then the next session. And my shirts are changing, my haircut is changing, but it is fine
So it's very
as long
raw,
as
but somebody would get the value out of it.
yeah, because I explain it in the intro. I explain the thread in the intro already, which is this is what you will be learning. You will know from the place of starting to apply to all the way getting the job, and then these are the videos. And I intentionally pulled out the videos which I knew were working well on my channel and which suited or got a good fit in that thread.
Really nice. This is amazing. When we were talking about affiliate and referrals, we missed the sponsorship part, because I forgot to tell that one of the affiliate or sponsor, not one of them, actually two of them, converted to my sponsors. So just by virtue of being affiliate for them for a really long time, maybe 1.5 years, they.
But what is sponsorship, Wali? First, explain what is sponsorship before you tell more about your
Okay,
sponsor.
yeah. So basically, affiliate and affiliate and referrals we've talked about. Sponsorship sponsorship is something. Let's say if a brand says that, okay, if you can integrate 2 minutes of video, let's say within one of your videos. So if I have a 15 minutes video, they will ask me to integrate 2 minutes of their part into that video. So I could charge, let's say, somewhere between $1,000 to $2,000 for one integration. And then there is an option to have one dedicated video for one particular brand to talk about them as well. And you would it is mind blowing how much they're willing to pay because of the just because of whatever kind of let's say the audience you command. So sponsorship is something which can come once you start giving some kind of value to that brand. And the easiest way for me was to use that brand first, understand that, and then it becomes authentic as well. That is why I mentioned before that as well. Many brands come to me, and I don't make one-off videos for any brand yet. I mean, maybe one or two brands I've done one-off videos, but mostly whatever brands I'm working with, I'm investing with them as well myself. And also, I am promoting on my channel because I know their authenticity. That is the reason the only reason I'm promoting them. Otherwise, if a standalone brand comes or a standalone company comes to have a podcast with me, podcast is one thing that we will be discussing as well. But this is not my, let's say, workflow that I accept brand for single video. There is another reason, by the way, for that. Because whenever I quote any brand to have a sponsorship with me for, let's say, integrated video for a 2 minutes session within a video, I always tell them to have it at least for 3 videos, because on YouTube you never know, maybe the next video I upload, it will not carry more than 2,000 views, 3,000 views. So it's better for a brand as well to have some kind of let's say exposure, more exposure with more videos, because one single video might not go, and then it is not good for them as well, and not for me as well. I won't feel good, let's say, if I'm charging them and the video views won't go high. For me, it's not a big let's say work. Once I shoot one video for a brand, integrating them that same video into multiple videos is not a big deal. If I'm doing it for one video, I can do it for the 3 videos as well. So this is the sponsorship. I mean, sponsorship does very well. For me, it's not that of a bigger impact yet. The reason is that again, my audience is niche and it's small, but I know the potential is very huge. So anything can happen. Like, I work on personal finance. It's not only the brokers that can come to me, even a car rental company can come to me. So as I said, furniture polish, if they can come and I can sell through Amazon for them, sky's the limit. One more thing I got interested in through YouTube is the podcasts, because we are doing this podcast remotely, and I listen to a lot of podcasts as well while driving, while doing let's say while running, while even watching TV. I watch podcasts because I like long form content. I like watching a few of the content creators who talk about different topics. This is one thing which is highly monetizable, although people don't understand how we can monetize it. But now, as things are moving, people do understand that, okay, they have ads, they have sometimes paid partnerships and these kind of things. So podcasts have a huge potential too for monetization. I was just having a look at my own podcast statistics on YouTube, and I found that almost because I've been doing podcasts for last 1.5 years, but I have been only actively doing podcasts for, let's say, at least one podcast per 2 weeks. So monthly I'm doing at least two podcasts, or sometimes more. And I got almost $2,500 just through the AdSense, because podcasts, once somebody's watching, they will watch, let's say, a longer length of video, which is let's say 1.5 hours, or even sometimes 2 hours. But try to keep it, let's say, 1 hour to 1.5 hours. It has multiple options to give, let's say, to display ads from YouTube. So for because of that, it's highly likely that the podcast videos will create more revenue for you. So one is, of course, this stream of podcasts which can give you the revenue through AdSense. The other one is, of course, the ads that you will be adding it on your own podcast. So I've got certain sponsors, or let's say affiliates, which I add maybe in this video as well. If you are watching it on my channel, in between there were some breaks which I added for my affiliates. Similarly, there are people who reach out to you for having the podcast. Once you grow enough, they reach out to you to have a certain conversation to for their own personal brand, or let's say their company's brand. So this also is an opportunity to have some kind of monetization ongoing. Again, I always try to have this let's say very ethical. I do not promote any kind of platforms which are shady or things like that, which is very important for your own integrity, because money is something which can come, but you once your integrity is gone, it is very difficult to regain that. So podcast has a lot of opportunities. And then again, there is a audio option for the podcast as well. Podcast is basically audio first. I have not been doing that. I'm not on Spotify or Google Podcast or any other platforms, but this is one thing that one needs to be there as well, because there, once you start growing and once you have audio podcast grown there as well, you will get advertisement, separate advertisers there. So and then for yourself as well, once you have this kind of command that people watch you for, let's say, average, because the average view duration for a podcast of, let's say, 1.5 hour, it could be around 20 minutes for ABD, or 15 to 20 minutes. So if somebody is watching you for 20 to 15 minutes, it's a huge time that people are watching you. It's good for your own personal brand as well, and that is why people reach out to me on LinkedIn now to appear on the podcast that we are doing. And the good thing about this remote podcasting is that anybody can be anywhere, and it's not like you have to be here in Dubai to appear on my podcast.
Yeah, Wali, as they say, and you repeated this saying as well, which is podcasting is in the business of making rich people famous
Yes.
and famous
Mm.
people rich, right? So if there is anyone who's already rich, they want to be more famous, and hence they would want to come on different podcasts and become more famous, and that's why they would pay. And if there is someone who wants to become rich, like someone like me, I want more followers. I know you have 60,000 followers. I can come and pay you to say, can you bring me on your podcast so I get some of your followers on my channel as well, just because I want to grow my following and I want to grow my business. So I haven't, I'm not as close to you are in terms of looking into charging for podcasting. Maybe it's also because of the size of the channel, but this is something which in the future I would be also looking into more and more.
And by the way, people will not tell you by the way, this all information that we are talking about, hardly anybody would be talking on so openly, except for a few bigger creators. They will talk about it. But coming from a smaller creator, such kind of information is really a masterclass, especially the few things that you've mentioned about memberships and these things. This is a masterclass for many people who want to be who are aspiring social media content creators, because because anybody who is having any kind of experience should become a content creator and should put up themselves for world to see. And the opportunities are endless, basically.
Yeah, Ali, I came into this podcast session with the idea that we kind of had a rough idea of what things that we will be talking about. And I came in the podcast understanding that I know what we will talk. But as we started talking, I realized there is a lot of stuff that I don't know. So I
Mm.
learned already a lot. And I'm just thinking that if there was someone who was a smaller content creator, just because it's much easier to learn from someone, as you said, who's smaller versus someone who's really big, and if there was someone smaller who could contribute this kind of value or share this kind of information which we are sharing, I think we would be in a much better place. So I'm sure people who are just few steps behind us, they would find it far more valuable than any other course or podcast of any big channel, just because we just went through this series or this season just a while ago. So there is a lot
Yes.
of to learn from whatever has been shared here, because I just learned a lot. So thank you for sharing all that you shared. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Behruz, and it was insightful. And hopefully, we will get more sessions like this in future as well.
Cool. Thank you, Ali.
Thank you.